Hello, welcome to Cracking the Cryptic. And you see what I did there? I didn't say welcome back. I'm going to actually just tell you what you're watching in case you haven't been here before, or in case you're wondering what is going on with all these videos. Well, my friend Simon and I solve Sudokus on the internet every day, and people watch and learn and try the puzzles themselves. And what we solve tends to be variant Sudoku. So although you can see ordinary Sudoku, or what we call classic Sudoku, in almost every newspaper these days, they tend to be many other possibilities of what you can do with those basic Sudoku rules if you add in some extra rules, and that becomes called variant Sudoku. There is a world championship in this every year. It's coming up in a couple of weeks and I'll be there, which is good. And Simon and I have both represented our country. We are far, far from the best solvers in the world. There are some absolute geniuses who can make us look incredibly stupid when they solve puzzles quickly, or indeed when they make brilliant logical deductions. So we make our way through. We have a certain amount of experience, but lots of the comments you will see tell us what we could have done better or what we're missing as we do it, and that is perfectly fine. We have a huge community of people who watch and make comments and are generally extremely nice about it, and about our failings in particular, which are technical as well as based on Sudoku. We started out doing crosswords. That's what we thought would be popular, but it turned out Sudoku was more popular, and we're very happy to kind of largely switch over. We still do make a bit of crossword content. We have a sort of micro-sponsorship Patreon channel where you could go, if you like the content we're putting out, and sponsor us for $2 a month, which will get you into the crowd of people who can play our competitions that we put out on the 1st of every month. And there's normally a deadline of the 20th of the month, and if you can get through the 3 or 4 puzzles that are part of that competition, you will be in the hat to win a prize. Sometimes the competitions are longer. Tomorrow is the 1st of October. We will be launching a fantastic puzzle by the Skunkworks Collective, and it's based on Duality puzzles, and they have sent me one to try for today, which is great. It's from Riff Clown, who got in touch with us, and I'll be looking at that in a moment. Now, some of the other things about the channel are that we put out 2 videos a day. I do one and Simon does one. His goes out at 8:30 p.m. UK time, which is about 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. Actually, the clocks are going to change in one area before the other soon, so it may change a little, but it's always 8:30 UK time. My video goes out 2.5 hours later at 11 p.m., which is great for people in the States or Australia, but slightly less good for people in continental Europe, for whom it's midnight. We do stream sometimes. We've streamed some video games, often puzzle-based ones, and we have been recently streaming Sudoku from our 500,000 subscriber pack, which we released free to celebrate passing 500,000 subscribers, with some Sudokus from some of the best constructors in the world. And believe me, we know who they are. Some of them have been introduced to Sudoku by this channel, which is absolute honor and privilege for us. And there's loads going on all the time. There's a huge Discord community that's sprung up based around the channel. The links for that and the Patreon site are all under the video. Simon is bothered most days by somebody flying from an airfield near him, who he's dubbed Maverick, and I'm bothered most days by builders working in the flat behind me who have been there for 21 months or so, which is just astonishing. If the luxury flats they're building aren't unbelievable, I want to know the reason why at the end. So that's a bit about us and our lore. If you see us singing about 3 in the corner, that's because of the REM hit, which includes the line, "That's me in the corner." Just something that has struck us as amusing. And lots of these running gags will repeat again and again. We'll see what happens today, and I'll try and point it out as we go. There's a secret that I might get to share with you later in the video that only our closest followers know about. And there is a massive history now of videos of us solving variant Sudoku, which you are very welcome to delve into. All free on YouTube, and thousands of videos now. Anyway, enough about that. Let's have a look at this puzzle from Riff Clown, who, well, I'll tell you something else actually as well before I start. Not only was he the guy who contacted us about the Duality pack and about the Sudoku Skunkworks collective in general, which is a very large collective of people interested in and constructing Sudoku. But he's also now sent me 8 puzzles to spring on Simon at some point, because Simon let slip a comment that he thought he could probably tell a constructor's style. And at some point we'll be giving those to Simon. We'll make a video of him trying 1 or 2 of them, see how he does with guessing who they might be. And I'm looking forward to that possibility. But I don't know quite when that'll come about. Soon, I guess. Anyway, that's some of the stuff going on. If I've forgotten to mention anything, we have a suite of apps that you can buy. 100 handcrafted puzzles. We sincerely believe that handcrafted puzzles are better than machine-generated puzzles for reasons that come up on the channel every single day. So we've got 7 or 8 handcrafted apps which you can buy. They have 100 puzzles each. The latest release, Domino Sudoku, only has some of those puzzles on it. The rest will come during the year. And there are hints in those puzzles for how to solve them if you get stuck, and they're sort of very educational, we hope. That's the plan. And what else have we got? We've got a bit of merchandise. Some people buy that. They like to support the channel, and we love it when they do. And of course, there is a whole family of commenters under the video, which you will see as we go. Now, every so often I make a mistake. I have to apologize. A couple of days ago, while I was away, a video of mine came up including a grid that was wrong by 1 number being off to the side by 1. And I do apologize for that. I fixed it within 2 hours, but that's not quick enough. Some people had wasted time, and I'm very sorry. But anyway, hopefully the grid with this one will be fine. You can try it before I do it, and I'll tell you what the rules are now. So normal Sudoku rules apply, and that means 1 to 9 goes every row, column, and 3 by 3 box in the puzzle has each of the digits 1 to 9 once each. That's the simplest way of saying it. So this row will have the digits 1 to 9, and so will this box and this column. Clues outside the grid. This is where it gets interesting. This is what the Duality pack does. It repurposes some types of variant Sudoku, and it uses the clues to tell you 2 different things. Clues outside the grid here are sandwich clues and little killer clues in both directions. So the little killer aspect says that on each diagonal from the number, the digits must sum to the number provided. So those 2 cells must add up to 13, because that's one of the diagonals leading away from this 13 at the top. And those 6 digits must add up to 13. That's how these little killers work. Now, digits can repeat along those diagonals, so you don't have to keep a set of different digits on them. Oh, excuse me 1 second. Sorry about that. Good thing I haven't started. Right, so digits can repeat along those diagonals. Then the same clues for their rows and columns that they're looking into. So that 13 is looking into this column, and it's saying that the sum of the digits between the 1 and the 9 in this column, there must be 1 of each because the digits 1 to 9 are used. Wherever they appear, the digits between the 1 and the 9 add up to 13. And so between the 1 and the 9 in this row, the digits will add up to 13 and 16 in this row. And I mean, that's fascinating. I'll tell you what's fascinating about this puzzle is that so few clues can be given. 4 digits and 3 of those clues outside the grid. And yet, Riff Clown is a genius, and there will be only 1 solution to this puzzle. I haven't had it tested because he's only sent it yesterday as something we can use to advertise the pack that's coming out on Patreon tomorrow. So do join with us there if you can. There's plenty of time. You will have 20 days to do. The intermediate prize is for solving 4 puzzles on the channel. And then Simon will read out the names on the channel of anybody who gets through all 14 puzzles and gives us the keyword resulting from that. So They're brilliant. You will enjoy it if you have a go. I can almost guarantee it. Anyway, that's enough blurb. Lots of extra preamble today, but I am going to start the puzzle. I'm going to reset my clock and let's get cracking, which is what we say. So, how the heck do we start this? Right, we start it with this 16 and its diagonal here. Two digits in Sudoku that add up to 16 and have to be different are 9 and 7 every single time. Now, this set of digits is going to add up to 16 too, but that's less helpful. I don't think we can really get started on the sandwiches because 16 and 13 could be made up in 2 or 3 cells. It's just not easy. Right, 13, and yes, this 13 has a 6 figure. Okay, first of all, I'll just note that that 2-digit sum to 13 is either 5, 8 or 6, 7. There are 3 ways of adding 2 different Sudoku digits to get 13, but one of them is 4, 9, and that's not available here because there's only one 4 in the box. So that's either 5, 8 or 6, 7. Down this diagonal, each of the boxes has a minimum set that add up to 6 because you must have at least 1, 2, 3. There must be different digits in each box. And therefore 12 is the minimum. And that's what we call 1 degree of freedom now on this diagonal because we need the number 13. 12 is the absolute minimum. So one of those 3s can go up and become a 4. So one of these sets is 1, 2, 3, and the other is 1, 2, 4. Now, how I mark that, what we use as our marking convention is we put the candidates in the middle of the cells. That's what we've done for, first of all, 7, 9 here, which are a definite pair. Up here, we don't quite know whether it's 5, 8 or 6, 7, but those are the candidates. So here, I know these must come from 1, 2, 3, and 4. I don't know which is which. Those 2 can't be 1s because one's in the same row, one's in the same column as that one. Therefore, 1 must be in one of these cells in box 2. That's box 2 because we count along box 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there must be a 1 in one of those 2 cells in box 2, and the same here in box 4. Also, there must be a 2 in each of the boxes in one of those 3 cells there and one of those 3 cells there because the numbers being summed are either 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 4. That rather ends what I can do with that. This is a 13 sum that could be, there's a lot of possibilities for what it could be, starting with 2, 3, 8, 2, 4, 7, 2, 5, 6, 3, 4, 6. There's 4 possibilities, that's plenty. This is a 13 sum, but I don't think it's that helpful because these could be any numbers. That could be 2. These are totally unrestricted. So is it the sandwich clues? I don't think so, because that 5 doesn't have to be in these sandwiches. You could have a 1 and a 9 there and add those up to 16. Up here, you could have a 1 and a 9 there. I suppose you can't have one of the crusts, as we'd call it, the end, the 1 or the 9 that bounds the sandwich. You can't have 1 in each of those 2 dominoes that I've just highlighted, because 9 has been used there. So if there is a crust in this box, it's a 1, and there can only be 1 1 in this box. So it might be in one of those 2 cells, or it might be in one of those. And I don't think that's actually very helpful, but I am telling you what I'm thinking as I go along. This sandwich doesn't look helpful. So I must be missing something about... Yes, okay, I am. This is a 16 sum. And I had a quick look at that and dismissed it as much less useful than the 13 sum because there's 3 extra degrees of freedom, quite simply. However, it also has to work together with the 13 sum. And what do I mean by that? I mean that in box 2, we can only have so many very low digits. If we were using 1, 2, 3 there, the absolute minimum we could have in those cells is a 4 and a 5. The minimum there out of the 1, 2, 3 would be a 1. That's already 10. And then these would have to be 1, 2, 3. So that is possible. However, the degree of freedom down here means that could be 1, 2, 4. And in that case, this could be a 3, 5 pair. You could have a 1 there again, and this could be 1, 2, 4. And it doesn't even prove that has to be a 1. That could be a 2. Because that could be 2, 3, 5 and a 1, 2, 3 there. So, I think there has to be a 1 on this set, but maybe this isn't how to start. It looks, I mean, I do think this is important, fitting those two in together, because it does put a lot of pressure on all the numbers. Oh, that can't be a 4, I've just noticed. Never mind about that though. Need a bit more break in. Oh, okay. Ah, right. I finally thought of this. Yes, this does it. This does it. Sorry if you'd seen this before I had. That's fine. Well done if you did. This 13 diagonal, this is the way in now. This must include the 1 and the 2. I carefully pencil marked that and then didn't think about the implications, which is slow of me. Not only do these 3 cells here contain 1 and 2, they use 1 of 3 or 4 as well, because it's either a 1, 2, 3 or a 1, 2, 4 set. We said that. Therefore, the minimum for these 2 digits is 3 and 5. And that adds up to 8. Now, I thought the minimum for these 3 digits was 4, and that gave me 1 degree of freedom. If you had a 1, 2 pair there and a 1 there, that would be true. But you cannot have a 1 here because of that 1. So we've now worked out that 3, 5 are the minimum here. 2 is the minimum here. Let's put in a full digit. And 1, 2 the minimum here. And they do add up to 13. And that is how this column must be made, because we've used the minimum digits in each case to get to the total required. So there we go. It is a 3, 5 pair, 2 and a 1, 2 pair. There is no 3 now in these cells because the 3 in the box is taken by the 3, 5 pair. They are a 1, 2, 4 triple. That's 7 of the 13 diagonal, and these must be a 1, 2, 3 triple. I'm going to take out the corner marks again because they just sort of get in the way. So now these are a minimum of 4, 5. That's exactly what we worked out could happen on the 16 diagonal. That's a 4, 5 minimum. There, 1, 2, 3. This has to be a 1 to keep the diagonal down to 16. And these little killer clues are incredibly helpful all the way around. That 1 looks down here and fixes our 2, 1 pair. Oh, the 2 looks up here and gets a 4 there. Then we've got a 2, 1 pair over there. Oh, that 5 has fixed what I thought was a 3, 5 pair and wasn't. We're going to get a 5 in one of those 2 cells, and this corner marking suggests that it has to be in one of those 2 places in the box. That's what we're using that for. Similarly, there must be a 2 in one of those and a 5 in one of those. And now I've kind of used that 16 clue on both sides. I mean, nothing else I can do apart from make sure I fulfill that these end up being 1, 2 and 3 and those are 4, 5 will make that 16 diagonal clue give me any more. The same is true for this 13 clue. Now I do still have to resolve which pair is on that one, and this 13 diagonal I haven't approached at all. I have no idea how to make that up. I still don't know. Maybe that's the next step, but I'd rather feel it isn't. I think I need to use the sandwich clues now. So, which one? Not that. Maybe that one. Yeah, because the places for 1s are very restricted. This is really important, I think. Or this one. Let's have a look at this one. Yeah, where's the... Okay, the first thing I'm going to observe is that the way to make up 13 in numbers that fall between the 1 and the 9, it could take 2 cells, for instance 8 plus 5, which might be situated here and here, or it could take 3 cells, for instance 2, 3 and 8. But it couldn't be 4 cells, because the minimum value of 4 cells that don't include the 1 are 2, 3, 4 and 5, and they add up to 14. So the 13 sum will be done in 2 or 3 cells. We can't have a 9 down here, and we can't have a 1 there. In fact, where can we have a 1 in the column? And there are only 3 places. We can't have a 1 here because this is a 1, 2, 3 triple in the box. Can't have a 1 here because of that. Those 2 ones. Oh no, look, Sudoku. This is something we often do, and people think we're doing it deliberately or to provoke them, or we're just being stupid. Well, we get focused on one aspect of a Sudoku and we forget to do the relatively straightforward bits. So look, we've got a 1 there and a 1 there. Where's the 1 in row 1? It's got to be here. And that is very straightforward. Right. Now, this cell is clearly not a 9 because it's either 2 or 3. So now we know it's not a 2-cell sum, it must be a 3-cell sum. We can put the 9 in there. These can't include a 4, so they could be 2, 3, 8. Or they can't be 2, 5, 6, interestingly. Oh, well, I was thinking about those cells, but they can't be 2, 5, 6, obviously, because of that 5. So actually, they can't have a 4 or 5 in those cells. And they must be 2, 3, 8. There's no other way of getting to 13. So one of these 2 is an 8, and these 2 can't have an 8. So they're a 6, 7 pair. The rest, in fact 7 in this column, is going to have to go here, because we've got a 6, 7 pair there and a 7, 9 pair down here. This becomes a 4, 6 pair. That's placed the 2 in row 8. These other cells are in box 9 are 1, 3 and 8. And now maybe we move on to this 16 sum. I don't know for sure though that there is a 1 in these cells. However, oh hang on, this cell sees a 2 and a 3. So it's become a 1, that 2 and that 3, so that's a 1. Oh, let's just look out for stuff like that. That is now not a 1. Yes, that 1 makes this a 2. Now we're going to get a 2 somewhere in those. 1 in one of those 2. Now, where can 1 go in this row? And that's quite important because this is a sandwich row. 1 could go either there or there. Now if it's here, you could have a 3, 5 sandwich. Sorry, a 3, 5, 8 sandwich. I think it might have to be 3, 5, 8. I'll come back to that if we can force it. If there's a 1 here, then 2 is in the sandwich. 9's in one of these cells. Got to be that one. So you'd get 1, 2, a 6, 8 pair, and 9. And that won't work. Because if you put 6, 8, 9 in those cells and 1 there, where are 4 and 7 going to go in the row? They're both going to have to go in that cell, which is a nonsense. So actually that can't be a 1, and that's very clever by Riff Clown. That's a 1, that's a 1. This is now a sum of 16, and I don't think it can be in 4 cells, because you can't use the 2. The first 4 cells not using that would be 3, 4, 5 and 6. They add up to 18. So it's a 3-cell sandwich there. And that is the other crust. That's a 9. This I think actually has to be a 3 or an 8 then to make that work into 16. So there we go. The others in the row are 4, 6 and 7, which doesn't help solve anything. I'm not missing any of the little killers. Still haven't really looked at that, but we've got this sandwich to go as well. Right, we know where 1 goes in this row because it's the last one in the grid. Once you get down to that, there's only one place it can go. And so we can put the 1 in. 9 can't be here, so 9's going to have to be here. 13, remember, can't be more than a 3-cell sum. These two have to add up to 9 without using a 4 or a 1, so they're either 2, 7 or 3, 6. That one can't be a 2, so that can't be a 7. Oh, I thought that was going to get me more than it did. Oh, it places 4 in this box, interestingly, because that 4 rules out that cell. This 4 already ruled out those two, so we can fill in a 4 there. The others in this box are 5, 6, and 8. Then what? 6, 7, and 8 to place in box 4 over there. 1, 9, 2, 5. Now up here, one of those is an 8. Now that's quite interesting. These ones are from 3, 5, and 9 only, because they can't be a 1 or a 2 or a 4 or a 6 or a 7 or that 8. Doesn't quite get anything done. Up here there's a 9. We've got 6, 7, 8 and 9 to place in those, so the 9's in one of those two, and the others are from 6, 7 and 8 as well as possibilities. Okay, let's look at the old purple 13 here. So it doesn't have a 1 in it. Either it does have a 2 in it, in which case the 2 is there, or it doesn't, in which case it's 3, 4, 6. That's the only way you could do it. If it was 3, 4, 6, I don't know enough about if it was 3, 4, 6, what happens. But it could be 3, 4, 6. Okay, what are the possibilities with a 2? They are 2, 6, 2, 5, 6, or 2, 4, 7, or 2, 3, 8. Bother. There's quite a lot of them. I'm going to have to find out something else about the puzzle somewhere. Right, let's... it's probably just Sudoku, but I've been focusing on the extra rules for so long, it's a little hard to tell what is useful to know about just Sudoku at this point. Is there some pencil mark that I haven't eliminated? I don't know. Okay, let's just try and think about this logically. 1, 4, 2. Is there a 7 there? One of these is a 5. Now, if that was a 5, since it can't be 3, 4, 6 up here, it would have to be 5, 2, 6. The 2 would have to be there. That would be a 6. Which is interesting. That would make that a 7 and this an 8, 9 pair. It does work though, so that's not conclusive yet for me. Oh look, this can't be a 1. That's obvious really. This is part of a 3, 8 pair. Now, are we getting any pairs up the columns or triples or something that's just a bit unexpected and would help us make some progress here? That's 3, 6 or 8. That's quite interesting. This is a 3, 6, 7, 8 quadruple now. So what that is pointing to me is that there are only 2 places in this column for 4 and 5 to go. And I hadn't realised that any other way, but it must be the case. Oh yeah, that couldn't be a 5 because of the sandwich. That's right. Okay, so that is a 4, 5 pair. Is that usable? Probably not after all that working it out. Right, I need to find something else. I didn't get anything done. But you have to kind of cast around and find your way to things. Oh, the sandwiches. Don't... No, I don't know. I thought maybe if those add up to 16 plus... No, it doesn't really help. Plus those 26. I've already marked in the other candidates. They are 4, 6, 7, so it doesn't matter what they add up to, which is 17. Right, I'm sorry, I'm being a bit slow here because I don't know quite what to do. I'm going to have to find what it is. Riff Clown, what are you up to with me here? That's a sort of 7 X-Wing. So 7 must either be there and there, or there and there. 9, oh, 9 has to be in one of those two cells, so that's not a 9. That is 3 or 5. Oh look, 4 is looking at that cell. It is regular Sudoku all the way. Oh my goodness, okay, that doesn't actually get these 5 4s done. Okay, but it does fix 5 here. Now, 5's off this diagonal. Oh no, 5's looking at that 3. That's what it does. That fixes this 8. And that's 3 in the corner, losing its religion. And we get a 2 there and a 3 there. And I'm trying to think this will keep going. 3 can't be there or there. This is part of a 5 9 pair. 8 can't be in that cell. Let's see what else we can deduce. We've got the 5 9. It's funny, I normally pencil mark too much, but I hadn't marked 9 into those two cells, which was slowing me down from realizing it couldn't be there. Too much is subjective. It's what Simon thinks. 9 2 5 1. Okay, come on, let's think about these. They can't be 2 5 6 now. So they're either 2 4 7, 2 3 8, or 3 4 6. Ah, and if they're 3 4 6, I now know this has to be the 4, that has to be the 3, and this has to be the 6. If they're 2 4 7, again that must be the 4. 2 would be here, 7 would be here, and if they are, what's the other possibility? 2 3 8. The 3 still has to be up here, the 2 still has to be there, and this is 8. So there are very limited possibilities up there now. 9 has to be in one of these two. Ergo, one of these two. Oh, 9, I've got that 9 pair that I have now pencil marked. So 9 is not here. 9 is in the opposite corner to 3. Not getting a song about it. Now, come on, there must be something else going on. 9 is in one of those two. Oh, this pencil marking is so good, I must be able to use it. 2, 6, and 8. What? Okay, what numbers can't go in here? 2 can't. 95. Oh, I don't know. 4 has to be in one of those two. That's just ordinary Sudoku. It's a very clever puzzle, I will say that. It really is, to sort of keep holding me at bay, even though it's probably because I might be missing something. I can live with that, that's fine. But I do want to find what it is now. Come on, let's work this out. 9, 1, 2, 5 in one of those. Is that not resolved? 5 in one of those as well in box 2. And therefore this can't be a 5, so 5's in one of these, and that trail runs dry there. 2, that 2 and that 2, this must be a 2. and that's part of a sandwich, so we get a 7 there to make up the 13 sandwich. This now isn't a 7. That 7 comes out of those two cells. They're a 6-8 pair. This is now a 9-7 pair. That fixes this as a 6, and I think we're off to the races now. 9 and 7 down here. That 9 fixes 9 in box 7. Now I just need this purple to be disambiguated. 7, 1, 9, 5, 3, 6. That is 2, 4, or 8. And that doesn't, oh, 7 has disambiguated it there, right? It was done. 3 there. Oh, these two add up to 10, so it is still not disambiguated. Fair enough. That becomes a 2. That's a 3. I could have done that from this 2 a moment ago, but I didn't. I've done it now. This is 6 or 8. Oh look, there's all the even digits. This is going to have to be a 7. That's not a 7. What have we got? We've got a 4, 6, 8 triple. So this is a 3. That's a 3. That's been a 3 for ages since I got the 8 there and I didn't notice. I think that was ages ago. In fact, those are done. 5 and 6. Yeah, it's just spotting what's left now. Relatively straightforward. So that can't be an 8. In fact, we've got a 6-8 pair. Neither of those are a 7, so this is now 6 or 8 in its column. That has a 6-8 pair looking at it, so that's a 3. Still haven't got that 4-5 pair done. These are from 6, 8, and 9, but this is a 4, 5, 6 triple. And that means these are 9 and 8. And I don't know the order, but it does tell me what's going on in box 4, which is now finished. That can't be an 8. Oh, come on, this must be done. 8 there. 4 or 6 here. We can place 7 in this box. That's now not a 7. Now I've got a 4, 6 pair here. That's going to have to be 7 as a result. 9 and 7, we get 8 and 9. Let's have a look down column 6. That's a naked 6 at the bottom. Naked means it can see all the other possible Sudoku digits, so it can't be any of them and must be whatever remains. 4 and 5, we've done that 4, 5 pair now. And we are nearly there. 6 there, 4 there, 2, 6, 8, 4. The purples add up to 13. That works. And that's the solution. And that is a very clever duality puzzle by Riff Clown. There's another one very similar to that in terms of its rules in the pack, not in terms of the numbers that are in it. And it is a great pack. Strongly recommend that you join us on Patreon if you haven't already, and if you have, look out for the pack tomorrow. It'll drop at 4 p.m. our time, which is 11 a.m. Eastern time, and enjoy it. You really will. Thanks for watching as always. I hope to see you again soon on the channel. Bye for now.